Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market, even though nothing really happened today. Still could talk about Friday's price action because I didn't stream on Friday. So they get a big move in the markets on Friday. Highest prices since September 19th in almost 2 months. Big rally took place over the past few weeks. And then today you kind of had a rest day. Really big stuff going on this week. Fisker reported earnings today. Whole bunch of stuff going on. So tomorrow, all right, let's do this like this. So let's give some updates heading into this week. Fisker reported today. Rumble has its stock. I did not know that. They reported today. Home Depot reports tomorrow. Target and JD and TJ Maxx report on Wednesday. Cisco on Wednesday as well. Thursday seems like probably the biggest day for earnings this week. You got Baba, Walmart, Macy's, Gap, Dolby, Warner Music Group. So a decent amount of names. And then BJ's Spectrum on Friday. Tomorrow we have the CPI at 9:30 in the morning. And that's pretty much what this week is revolving around. And we're at a very important technical area in the market with all of this coming out. So tomorrow is going to be a very key day. Before I even get into any specifics, the simplest way to view tonight's stream and just what's happening in the overall stock market right now takes one line. That's the line, okay? I know it's drawn on a lot of people's charts. I'm not the first one to draw this line. This is a big test, all right? On the SPX, technically you already broke out, but on the SPY ETF, you didn't quite yet. You're just testing it. So yeah, according to CPI, you definitely might break out tomorrow or have your fourth rejection off this trend line. Regardless, don't freak out, all right? If you're bearish and you break out tomorrow, don't freak out. If you're bullish and we break down tomorrow and we reject this trend line, don't freak out. Again, your initial move is not always necessarily what's going to continue to play out. You have to wait for confirmation. Even if we have a move up on CPI tomorrow morning and we break out above this trend line, it doesn't mean that much. I mean, unless we go up like 2 or 3% intraday, which would be crazy. But like, you still need a couple more days of confirmation after any large move. If we start rejecting this, you could still break it in a couple days. We have to see how this plays out throughout the course of the week. All right, we're heading in to pretty good seasonality with that potential Santa Claus rally that everybody talks about. And we have Black Friday coming up. So we will see what happens. I'm going to throw everything back onto my SPY chart. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to get started really quickly with a very quick recap of what the other markets are looking like before talking about stocks. And I even want to talk about some stuff off of the charts in like 10 minutes. Getting started with Bitcoin. Pretty much like your first actual pullback day today. I mean, you can't really be surprised even if it continues to pull back. Remember, this in literally the last month has gained like 38% in value. Pullbacks are normal. They can definitely happen. You're just looking overall for this uptrend to continue to see more higher lows and higher highs. All right. We go down to like lower time frames. There really just isn't much right now. You had a nice move up. Now you're starting to roll over a little bit. I think the important level to hold for now is simply 35K, right? That's probably the level in which you just want to continue to hold because that's where you did reject on November 2nd. As long as you hold that, I mean, it was kind of 36K, 35, 36K. That's what's important to hold for right now. Ethereum, I did put out a swing trade on Ethereum. It hit the first target. And what it actually did is it broke above that 2,000 price point and it flipped it into a support. You can see these highs at 2,000 over here. It is now support, so looking for that to continue holding. I have no clue what happened with XRP today, but I did see like everybody talking about it. It looks like it went up like 13% and then pulled back. And then the first headline, XRP ETF fake news leads to over $6 million in liquidations. That's honestly all I need to know. All right. So continuing on, US 10-year kind of going sideways, US 2-year. A little bit of a pullback inside day after breaking out of that downsloping channel. Oil, this is the oil ETF actually, maybe bear flagging just above the 200-day moving average. Gold trying to hold the 200-day moving average. Dollar currency index continuing this pattern again. It was a pretty slow day, so I just want to focus on like the bigger picture tonight. Quick look though, the Hang Seng Index is open and not really much happening here. It's only up about 0.25%, but this wedge is really starting to continue developing. And again, BABA has earnings this week, so with that in mind, it's definitely one of the biggest stocks in the world. Keep an eye on this. This wedge looks like it might be fully formed out. Let's see if this could also maybe be a harmonic. It's pretty close. I mean, no, actually, never mind. It's not. It would have to sell off more. I take that back. Okay. So yeah, heading into this week, I did send out a weekly watch list and premium. I shared one of the names on that watch list, which was Microsoft. Testing, or not testing, it actually hit all-time highs, new all-time highs with this cup and handle breakout. I guess I could share one more that I had going into the week. Let's do SoFi. All right, SoFi in this wedge, potential classic bullish divergence on both oscillators. If you really zoom in here, that 650 level used to be resistance. It's attempting to flip into a support. So those are 2 out of the 13 names I shared in the watch list heading into this week. And yeah, let's talk about the stock market now. Why not? We had the bullish bat hit the pattern completion zone. It's been a beautiful rally ever since with the classic bullish divergence, of course. And then we started to face a little bit of resistance here. Okay, not a little bit, a decent amount of resistance here. I personally thought that we had rejected it and that we were going to go down to fill at least the first gap. And then on Friday, I was proven wrong. You did not do that. On Friday, bulls really just jumped in out of nowhere. They're like, hey, we're not done yet. And then you actually broke above these highs from October. You even broke above this gap fill from the end of September. And the one good thing I will say about today, even though it was a pretty quiet day and what really matters tomorrow is CPI, what I really want to focus on is the fact that you at least held it. You held above that resistance, not for 1 day, but for 2 days now. I will give the bulls some credit on that. Not what I was expecting. If we're just going to simply talk about pure price action, 444 is your next resistance level. Don't really have much resistance until they're on the SPY. That is a high from the middle of June earlier this year. We got on to lower time frames. Again, you can see how we're testing that trend line, but the important thing is to really stay above 438 here. Very key level. On the 1 hour, it looks a little bit bearish, but again, heading into CPI tomorrow morning, I wouldn't place too much emphasis on a 1 hour chart. You do have classic bearish divergence on the MACD and RSI. You're showing a little bit of resistance at that 441 level. I have chart on the 1 hour. That's probably from like way back. Yeah, this is like literally like a high from like March of last year. So, you know, my daily levels are always much more important than my 1 hour chart levels, but you are seeing at least, or you did see a little bit of reaction off that level. But again, that 1 hour level at 444 is just like my daily level at 444. That's the next big one. Then we have the Qs. I mean, this was beautifully talked about on the stream last week. I talked about the breakout of this wedge, even the back test on Thursday. And I was bearish on the SPY going into Friday, which I was wrong about, but I was saying, hey, but the Qs are back testing this breakout. And this is just amazing education. A break, hook, and go. You broke out over here, your hook was the back test over here, and then a beautiful go candle on increasing volume. Not bad. Not bad. Continuing to hold above that 370, you see that little blue zone over there. That's what's key for the Qs. I don't really think there's any point of going into lower time frames. Kind of the same thing. Then we have the Russell. Like I said, this is a range-bound asset. I see a lot of people super bearish on the Russell 2000. I see a lot of people calling for a major bottom here, saying that small caps are back. I am neutral on it. All right. As long as it remains in this range, yes, it could surge to the top of the range 17%, which would be huge. But as long as it's within this range, I'm just really kind of looking away from small caps. I don't know what to say. They've done the same thing since April of last year. Right? Get above 200 or break under 162. Until that happens, I'm just kind of looking away. It's not a literal dead market, but to me it is right now. I don't care if that sounds harsh. There's just much better opportunity and moves and trends in other sectors of the stock market right now, and I'm sure you could find some trades in this. I know a lot of people crush it trading the IWM even intraday. If it works for you, it works for you. You know, if you were here for the last few years, you know, and this is actually doing well, I can take these small caps and swing them like Babe Ruth swinging a bat. But right now, I'm just waiting for better variables. Okay. Then we have the ARK ETF. Not bad. It's just a little bit of a consolidation here. We'll see how it continues. Like on one hand, you have resistance at the 200-day moving average right here, which is that yellow line. On the other hand, you have these gaps to fill below, and that's really it. All right. I did share a new swing yesterday, which was Fisker, and during market hours, I had a great day. It was up 7%. We got onto the 4-hour. You can see I shared it at 383. Okay, 383 is where I shared it, and it had a great day. You can see right over here, 4.27 first target. And like I always say, you know, these targets they're rough. They're rough targets. They're not meant to be super exact for like limit orders and stuff. They're just visual areas where I can see the price, you know, where it might be an area where if it hits the stop, it can keep going lower, or the target, it can start to pull back. It pretty much got up to that level. All right, it touched quite literally 4.25 in the after hours, just after the close. 4.27. It was 2 cents off before, yes, reversing all the way down to not literally the stop, but 10 cents away from it. So I don't know, you know, on one hand, it might literally hit the stop before hitting the first target. On the other hand, it basically hit the first target. I'm not marking it as anything for right now, just because with after hours and all this type of stuff, you know, it really depends on the situation. But moral of the story is it did go from 383 to pretty much the first target, and then the earnings came out. And again, like I said, when I put this out last night, it's a high risk earnings type of swing trade. I guess for like a day, it kind of worked. Maybe we see some relief throughout the week. Regardless, I still believe Fisker under $4, in my opinion, is a steal. I could be wrong. It could go to $1. I don't know. But I do personally think it's undervalued again, but that's just not a certainty. It could go to $1 before going to $20, or it could go to $1 and stay there for 2 years. I don't know. That's just my opinion. All right. Shout out to Anna for sharing this in the Discord. And here are some of the highlights. Earnings per share was a loss of 27 cents. About $500 million in cash. Net loss of $91 million. And the major issue we saw, in my opinion, with this earnings was simply the guidance and cutting those production estimates. All right. So they did deliver 1,200 vehicles in October alone, which is amazing. All right. But they did kind of miss on the revenue. So just looking at it overall, the quarter might have missed on revenue, but very recently, like the last month or so, they really stepped it up. So kind of looks like the first half of the quarter did not go so well. And then like really recently, they started to pick it up. So we'll have, I think really the next earnings report is going to tell the story. That's just how I'm looking at it. And they're hoping to add 2 more markets for deliveries later this month. Okay. A little bit of supply chain stuff, and they are in aggressive hiring mode. So I want to talk about this. Let me pull up my Twitter really quickly. A little bit of a side note. All right, let's go. It was quite the past few days. All right. Today I went to, actually, we're going to start with the Fisker. We'll do everything else in a second. All right. So pretty historic. As you can see, over here on my pinned tweet, almost exactly 1 year ago, September 23rd of last year, I met Henrik Fisker for the first time, which was a dream come true. And I wouldn't have never expected it. Just about a year later, I didn't get another picture with him, but I did see him again on Saturday night. Fisker opened up their lounge in New York City. This actually isn't even the Fisker lounge. I actually still haven't even been there. But there's this, I forget the exact name. There's like a car club in New York City, which, you know, a bunch of other cars are at. And they did like an event there for a couple of days. So it's a separate thing from their Fisker lounge in the city. And I had no idea. I didn't even know, like, because this is a membership only club. And I'm like, look, this is a Fisker event. Probably a good chance Henrik's going to be there. I'm just going to show up. I was like, I literally took a 30-minute drive there with my friend, just dragged him along with me. I'm like, we're just going to try. We're probably going here for nothing and they're not going to let us in, but we're going to try. I get to the place and the first thing they ask is, are you guys members of the club? You know, at first I'm like, should I try and do some loophole? You know, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm just here for the Fisker thing. And they're like, all right, go in. And it was super cool. And I went in there, and first things first, I saw the Fisker Ocean for the first time ever. And I'll put it like this. I already had very high expectations of the Fisker Ocean. They definitely did not miss, but they also didn't exceed. Like, it's exactly what I thought it would look like. And I'm not even surprised. You have to remember, I've been looking at this car, studying this car, the specs of it before they were even officially public. If you go back to my first video on Fisker, there were alleged specs of the car is when I started looking at this. And there was literally a point where one of the employees there was like, and I kind of felt rude about it, but she was like, do you need any help? Do you want to learn some more stuff about the car? And I looked at her, I'm like, no, I already know everything. And then she just kind of like stared at me like, I probably could have said it in a nicer way. That might have not been exactly what I said, but I was like, I don't know. But yeah, it was really cool to sit in it for the first time. There we go. I will say the interior is actually like really cool. I don't know. I haven't seen as many pictures of the interior as the exterior, and I was blown away by how nice all the material felt in there. I probably looked really weird there. I was literally walking around. I was like the only person there out of like probably like 50 people, and I was like just like touching my fingers on like the randomest parts of the car. I probably looked very weird, but I just had to know how all of it felt. So yeah, the technology looked really cool in there. It was really cool to see the cars, and it definitely is probably, no, not probably, it definitely is my favorite EV SUV. And it was cool to see Henrik again. Didn't really talk to him that much, but I basically was like, hey, I met you last year, and he was like, yeah, I remember you. And then he was just super busy. It was, you know, it's a big business event for him. A lot of people were just going up to him nonstop. I didn't really want to, you know, bother him or anything, but it was just cool to see him again, and cool that he remembered me. And yeah, that was really cool. I did talk to some of the employees, and I really think that they've done a good job. Again, it's a very select few, but they seem like very smart people, very kind people, very dedicated people. And as we just saw in the earnings, they're in an aggressive hiring stage right now for the company. So from what I'm seeing, all still pretty good stuff. I know they're cutting those production estimates a little bit, but I still believe in the company as much as I did 3 years ago, and I'm looking forward to the future. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, I want to also announce, been in the works for a while. I'm going to be on Bueller Trades. He's been crushing it on YouTube for a long time. I'm going to be on his stream this Friday. I want all of you to show up there, and we're just going to be talking about charts and whatever we feel like it. So Bueller Trades on YouTube, check out his channel. I'll be there on Friday during the day while the market's open, just to chop it up. And also shout out to Retta from Trade Aries, who brought me out to this Benzinga FinTech event today. It was like the type of people that were there today were crazy. I mean, you can just look at it right here. We have the Director of Investment Strategy at Robinhood, the Business Development Director at BlackRock, the CEO of Webull. If we go over here, the General Manager at TradingView, the CEO of Tasty Trade, co-founder of TradeZero. I mean, there were some crazy people here. A bunch of other people I met. It was just really cool to sit there. Literally, I was there all day today and learning from all these people. One part that was funny to me was, I don't know how much I'm pretty sure they put out a video on it. I think they put out a recording. But the CEO of Webull, you know, I'm not speaking to anyone's character, but there was a clear, like, there was just this energy in the room. Obviously, Webull, Robinhood, huge competitors. And I remember the Robinhood executive there, she came into it very respectful, like agreeing with what the CEO of Webull was saying and everything. And then out of nowhere, the CEO of Webull was just kind of like randomly saying stuff. Like, you know, Robinhood doesn't do it like that. And she was mentioning like Robinhood's proxies. And this guy was like, yeah, proxies are boring, let's move on. And it was just like some, I don't know, it felt like an episode of like Billions or something, or like Succession, where it wasn't like that disrespectful, but like in a business sense, there was some shade being thrown. And I was not the only one seeing it. Like, just looking around the whole room, everyone was like, wait, what is going on over here? It was really interesting to see, like, literally the head person at Webull kind of going against one of the head people at Robinhood. And I think he even mentioned like, oh, we're available in the UK, and I'm not sure if Robinhood's available in the UK. You know, just a lot of little stuff like that. But they were kind of smiling at each other and trying to play it cool. But it was really cool. I'm not going to say who, but there was someone else there. Actually, I'm not even going to get into that. All right, it was a great day. It's been the past few days have been crazy. I met Logan Paul as well, which was awesome. And I'm back now. Time to really lock in for the week, get back in the Discord, and do the trading. So I'm excited for that. I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow night because I have college at night. So tomorrow night I'm not going to be streaming, but the rest of the week I should be streaming. I'll be in the Discord tomorrow during the day. Yeah, let's keep it going with the charts. Let me do a quick roll call. What's up, KT, Frank, Max, Dave, Scrooge, and Medic Vibe in the chat. If you didn't already, make sure to hit the like button. With Bitcoin kind of pulling back here, not a great day for Mara and Riot, but they're still alive. And then Lyft as well, kind of rolling over. I think 950 is a big level to hold here. I did share this earlier in the Discord. Nvidia had a pretty quiet kind of breakout today. I mean, it broke above these highs over here, and these highs technically did not break these highs, but it might be testing a little bit of a breakout here to all-time highs. Amazon, pretty nice bullish engulfing on Friday. And if we really zoom out here, it's like a massive inverse head and shoulders. Apple, inside day today after a really nice move off the demand line of that wedge. I'm not sure what's really happened. AI was up 3%. Or this pretty much will probably come out to like a 1 hour falling wedge, I'm sure. That broke out. Yeah, it had like a little bit of a 1 hour wedge up here, and it broke out, and it's been playing out. So, I mean, look, if AI can really cross and hold above that 200 moving average, which it's been trying to do for almost 2 months, maybe it makes that move to fill the gap at 31. You never know. Yeah, like what else moved in the market today? Rivian was up 5%. Trying the double bottom here at 15. Lucid was up 4%. Fisker was up 7%, I guess, as well. Tesla, we're going to talk about Tesla next. Bullish engulfing for Lucid. U was up 4%. This was actually a premium swing. I think, yeah, literally alerted on Friday, and it's already up 10%. All right. WAP.com/champion by pin chat. And the market was flat today. This was literally alerted on Friday, and it's already up 10%. Let's look at Tesla. All right. I also just shared this in the premium chat. On the 1 hour, you might have this inverse head and shoulders setting up over here. And if it can really cross above that level, it'll probably match up with like the SPY trendline test as well over here. Like as Tesla's testing that breakout, SPY's also testing this breakout. If it does break out, you've got that gap fill at 242. And if we also go over to the 200-day moving average, you're trying to break back above the 200-day moving average. And again, all this is taking place after successfully holding this historical support zone since earnings really on October 18th. So we will see. That's pretty much what's going on. I just wanted to do a quick stream. Again, the market literally did not move today. Like it moved intraday, but it closed flat. There's not that much else I can talk about. I just wanted to share some stuff going on. Yeah, no stream tomorrow night, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be streams. Wednesday night, Thursday night, I'll be streaming on this channel, and then on Friday I'll be in Bueller's day stream. Maybe I'll be hopping into spaces here and there. We will see. Appreciate all the support. I don't know how, but one person is viewing on Kick. I only talked about my Kick thing like one time. So whoever the one person is on Kick, thank you. Hit the follow button. You can be the 8th follower on Kick. Let's go. I don't know. I've just been seeing random people going crazy viral on Kick. So I'm like, might as well just stream on YouTube and Kick at the same time. Like, who knows? I'm not really losing anything. All right. Thank you for watching the stream. If you want to learn more about stocks, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I'm really excited for the next couple of months. All right. I only have a few more weeks left in this semester of college, and I have like 2 months off where we can just be doing the trading stuff. It's going to be great before I have to take 7 classes in my final semester of college next spring. So, thank you for watching the stream. Have a great night. Hit the like button. Drop some vibes in the chat, and I'll see you all in the markets tomorrow.